All right, everyone, let's take a look at derivatives and antiderivatives here. We'll do a quick example of how to find the derivatives of a power function. I know my handwriting is not the best here, but let's take a look at that. This is only for power functions, so derivatives and antiderivatives. Okay, so we will start with d over d of x, which can also just do the prime symbol, and I'll give you an example. So if you have d over d to the x over a x to the n power, which then will equal to a times n x to the n minus 1. That's the formula for power functions. Now, if you want to take a look at that, it will be, we'll do an example here. So let's just do 2x squared prime. That will be 2 times 2 x to the 2 minus 1, which equals just 4x d of x. Now, if we want to do one with the constant, so if we do x plus 1 prime, well, it actually would just be 1, because x to the 0 equals 1, and 1 is equal to 1, and then it would be, well, it actually would be 1 plus 0, because x to, okay, look, if you do 1 times, because there's no consonant there. The consonant, the derivative of a consonant is always going to be 0. So if you do d over d of x times c for any consonant is equal to 0. So d over d of x of 1 is equal to 0. D over d of x of pi, also 0. D over d of x of 100,000 is also 0. 0, 0, 0. I hope we got that out of the way. Let's take a look at derivatives, or antiderivatives, my bad. If you do the antiderivative of, let's just say, a constant, let's just do 5 dx, it will be essentially, right, 5x plus c. The reason is that it's going to be 5 times x to the n 0 plus 1 over 0 plus 1 plus c. And then x to the 0 plus 1 is just x to the 1, and 0 plus 1 is just 1. And x to the 1 is just x, so it's 5x plus c. Hope that works. And so back to the, actually we'll stick with antiderivatives here. So if you look at, if you do, obviously, if you're having an antiderivative of x to the n d of x is equal to x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Obviously, we have one number that we can't really do, and that is going to be negative 1. So if we have derivative of 1 over x dx, it is just simply to derivative of x number 1 dx. And you can't just simply do, because if you have x to the negative 1 plus 1 over negative 1 plus 1, that is going to be x to the 0 over 0, and that, which equals 1 over 0, which that is irrational number. I hope that helps for you. For this one, we'll keep it simple here, and I appreciate your viewership.